like to know why British women are dropping out of business in the UK? Well, we're going to find out today thanks to my guests, Paula George and Angela Farrell, coming to us all the way from London. Ladies, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Hi.
Hi, it was
Really
so
nice to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
So ladies, the name of your company is Inspiring Women in Business. Now that is quite the name. It's very bold and unmistakable, and I wanted to know, why did you select the name and what's the purpose of your company?
Well, first of all, I think we need to say it. We do love men.
Yes, we do love men.
We do love men.
Thank you for saying that.
But obviously we also love women. And I think there's been a real change and a real shift in the economy, which we'll talk about it later on. But I think women haven't been able to push themselves forward, and we do think differently. So we've got this. We're quite excited about reinvigorating them, getting them to know what their purpose is in life, and actually getting them to focus on something that will bring a great income for them, not in the short term but in the long term.
Yeah, we've worked with women in our corporate positions. I have a whole team of women that I worked with for many years, and we both love women. We're women ourselves, we relate to women, and we're passionate about what women want from their lives, as Paula says. And we also like to think that we are actually inspiring women ourselves. So kind of it has a two-pronged effect, really.
It is, and we don't, you know, in a corporate world, it's very male-dominated. I mean, I know there's been a lot of changes, but it's still quite male-dominated.
It is.
And you find, I mean, if you look in all the media and the newspapers, I think right across the world, you'll see that women are always talking about the limitations that are put upon themselves. Well, it comes twofold, you know, Krizia. What we want to say to women is that we have a responsibility to ourselves to stand out there and be counted. So it's not just about us helping women get the tools and build confidence, but it's also about saying, we don't need you to give us extra, actually. We are successful, or we can be successful in our own right, and not to put too many barriers up against ourselves. So, you know, working with women is a real opportunity. And let's be honest, you know, women have lots and lots of skills, so why not really push them and let them become leaders?
And it's actually about, as well, allowing them to recognise that they have so much potential. And it's about us being able to help them to unlock that potential as well.
I agree. And to come back to what you just said, Angela, I do agree. After speaking to you, I do believe you are indeed inspiring women in more ways than one. And also, I just want to let the audience know that we did not plan the whole white theme. The fact that we're wearing white and the background is white, but it looks good. So this is great. You've talked about working, Angela, with women in the corporate world. I wanted to know, is this your first stab at entrepreneurship, or have you had businesses on your own, or did you go from the corporate to creating inspiring women in business?
Okay. Yeah, I worked within the corporate environment for 25 years, which for many people is a life sentence, I know. But no, I've actually had two businesses prior to Paula and I setting up Inspiring Women. So I do have experience in running my own business. I had a coffee shop franchise, which was almost like a family business, which operationally my husband and my sister ran, and I oversaw everything else. And then aside from that, I've also got my own property investment company, where I invested in property and have built up a portfolio here in the UK and overseas. So I've got a little bit of experience of you know, the big corporate stuff, but also the smaller business type stuff.
And you, Paula, is that your first experience in business, or?
No, I mean, I wasn't in corporate for as long as Angela, but when I left my position, which I'd really worked right to the top in, I set up my own business consultancy, George Business Consultancy, and that works with corporates. I see myself literally as a problem solver. So I spent times going to companies and filling in their gaps. That could be with strategy, or it could be with transforming businesses. So it's quite an energetic consultancy. I also spent my time in acquisition, so I would bring products into the country, and pharmaceutical products, and distribute them, and also look at acquiring businesses for other companies. So I've had quite a lot of entrepreneurial people working with me, and also developing entrepreneurial ways within my other consultancy business. But this is the area that really brings us together and brings us passion, because it's working with small to medium-sized businesses, with women, and it's very focused, and it's something that we both really, really enjoy, hence the reason we came together.